I'm Jenny. Thanks for clicking on the channel. Today I'm going to talk about the sign of Sagittarius. But before I do that, I want to thank everyone who's bought my book, The Soothsayer. It's for a very worthy cause because we're trying to raise funds for scleroderma research under Professor Denton in London. So thank you very much. And anyone wanting to know about the runes, I hope you will watch future videos where I'm going to show you how to make the runes yourself. But I've drawn today the cards and the runes for the Sagittarius sign. Now, some people believe that the sign starts off with the 13th sign of the zodiac being between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Well, I'm not an authority on that, but I do think that all the signs, when we look at the in-between each sign or a little bit of one and going into the next, the cusp is anybody born 3 days either way of the changeover date on each month will be old souls. They're said to be old souls that have lived many lives before. So those of you out there that are cuspies, then you can guarantee you've got a little bit of extra wisdom and might like to meditate on your past lives, or maybe just interested in history in general. And we're going to take a little look in the crystal in a moment, but the 3 cards that I've drawn thinking on the year ahead for the Sagittarius, the signs that we're looking at. Of course, not all the things I say will apply to every Sagittarius because we have got the uniqueness of who brought us up, where we've been brought up, and our own particular aspects of character through our family. And of course, we're all in this world together, so we try to assimilate all the facts. We've got the 10 of coins reversed. So anything tied in with finances, they're going to have to really think hard. Now, they're usually quite good at balancing the finances, Sagittarius. If we think of the little archer, the warrior, the horse's hooves, they can dig their heels in when they need to. They've got the keen eye and the strength of the warrior, and they aim for what they want. And they usually call a spade and aim for what they want and get there. So in the career, that's their character. But in their ordinary, everyday lives, they can be sentimental and emotional, but you wouldn't always see that on the surface. And they always say, less is more. Nearly every Sagittarius I've ever known is conscious of that saying, less is more. They're not obviously in your face with anything, but they take the time, like the archer, to aim their arrows. I do think in the year ahead there is some kind of emotional quandary for them, where they don't know whether to stick as they are with what they've got or the way their life is now, or whether to move forward into something and take a risk. Now, that risk might be partly financial. If so, be very careful on the money front because of it being reversed, the 10 of coins. But it may be what to give or what to let go of rather than money itself, and that could be the quandary. The 2 of swords was reversed as well, so I think there's possibly been a parting, a rift or a division of some kind in the past, and it's over now, but I think that there is sort of a residue that's left over from that. Having said that, I did draw one rune from the traditional runes, and it was the warrior rune. So I do think that you, Sagittarius, have got the strength to go ahead with things this year, using that masculine element in your character, whether it's a man or a woman. We all have the masculine and the feminine, and this is the warrior rune that came out by chance. So I think aim for what you're wanting. Don't be detracted by other things that take your mind off the real focus. Now, the things that have come up by chance, on the centre of the casting cloth, we've got the broken circle. So there is going to be some kind of broken circle in their communications. Maybe someone going away or they going away. There's not a great deal of sign for travel, But I think if they do travel, then I think they need to take a good set of walking boots, because there'll be a lot of walking, whether it's down corridors or on beaches. The initials S and T resonate with that as place or person that might connect with some travel for them. There is a big decision, and it could be a work decision for those of them in work. So any Sagittarius that are working will possibly have to decide whether to pit their work against their home life, and one against the other. It might be finding the balance. I do think child or children will come up, especially young ones that are either in the family or in the close proximity of the Sagittarius people. Now, obviously, not all Sagittarius are going to have children, but those that have, I think they're going to be mentoring children in some way. They may do that, of course, through their work. I think they're going to have to say no to something when there's a little bit of a bone of contention, and that's where they will need to dig their heels in. But I think there is something heartwarming or romantic, and I think that will be in the spring or early summer. And I do think that June and July are the most important months of the year ahead for them. But I don't think that it's all romance in those months. I think one is possibly for getting their act together to think where they're going to go next in life. And if they're undecided, then they'll have to do something that they don't like to do, and that's to wait until they can make their mind up. I think I've got the rose, which the rose could be, of course, the red rose for their love from someone. The red rose represents somebody showing love and things opening out for them. We do see the signs of Aries and Virgo, and they're linked in some way to family or close ties, particularly where there's a lot of thinking to be done. And I think the outcome there will be seen by a step that they take during the summer months. In the crystal, I did see the initials B and W. And I have also got numbers, two numbers together. 8s and 9s seem to resonate. So the 8th of the 9th, the 9th of the 8th. But if those numbers come up for any other reason, in door numbers, dates, ages, in the year ahead, I've got kind of pyramids with that. And I thought of Egypt, but I also thought of mountainous areas. And it may be that there will be something that does appeal to their enigmatic nature. And if it's not in a mountainous area or near to the pyramids of Egypt, it may be looking into some of the mysteries of life. Well, that's about it for this month. Thank you very much for watching.